We learn to live and live to learn in what has turned out to be an unprecedented occasion, an unprecedented situation, an unprecedented pandemic. The only certainty is uncertainty as we assume, anticipate, and analyze the challenges and solutions for the education world in our candid COVID classroom, where we meet and greet the new normal. The burning issue right now for journalists like us is the opening up of schools.
Opening the schools, I am not in favor now, but I would say these online courses which we are trying to conduct day to day, and schools and colleges are definitely they are taking various steps, but I think this is not only the final solution, online solution. Yes, this is temporary.
What could be more important than the health and well-being of the children? But let us also factor in that the same parents are also very apprehensive and fearful that this prolonged closure of schools is making their children falling behind in learning. So this is a very, very ironically an ideal dilemma in which the parents, the schools, the society, the government, they have to find out as to what is the right balance.
Our side, Nagaland, Northeast, we are all people on the hilltops. We don't have the facilities like internet, even power supply. We lack a lot from the other part of India. Yet we are trying to cope up with the situation. How to manage today when the school reopens? The most important thing what I found is that government side, they should provide the platform. For example, internet facilities.
The network problem, electricity, the power supply is very poor. And I am in a rural area. Almost 40 to 50% of my students don't even have a cell phone. Not even the parents. So we are finding very, very difficult to run the show of this digitalized education. And I believe after this COVID episode, maybe in the coming years, every one of us will be into the internet and all the modern amenities that we have got to educate our children. So education in its real, the core aspect of it is getting lost. The post-COVID era, I do not know what exactly. We are really uncertain and confused and worried.
When the students return, how will they react to it? Will the parents send them back? Are we having the setup to include all the activities in a residential school that we have? We need to be very careful. We need to be very sensitive to all these issues. No one should be left behind.
Before opening the school, proper guidelines have to be made so that, the situations we can easily cope up. Training has to be provided to the staff, to the teachers, to the administration staff, to the sub-staff. Each and every staff of the school should be trained in a proper method so that the social distancing, which is the main thing to be followed, so that can be maintained.
We are part rural and part the urban. Though we are just 150 kilometers away from Hyderabad, we face a lot of challenges. We have challenges from both the government sides and the NGOs, and the parents' opinion is different.
As the condition permit, we can think for opening up the school, but with the proper guidelines so that the infection should not spread.
I don't think we are in a position open all the schools the way they used to be pre-COVID. How do we, in a populous country like ours, how do we ensure social distancing? Even if I accept that school would do 100% of what is possible, can they ensure that there won't be any infection or there won't be any laxity whatsoever? No school is going to give it in writing that, we are 100% sure that no infection can happen.
We need to look at multiple ways of education or the way knowledge needs to be transferred to the kids. We have to learn to live along with another virus, called COVID-19. It is important to understand that it's not going to be the same the way it used to be pre-COVID. it has to be different. It has to be staggered. It has to be, less number of people, less number of days. And the education system has to be now hybrid in nature. We are talking about cognitive skills, we are talking about interpersonal skills, and we are talking about psychomotor skills.
In the COVID times, really questioned whether you could be giving the kind of education, the content, which is more of making your mind attuned to maybe the greatness of India, the culture of India, the geography of India, fine. But actually, what does a child need? One is the cohort of the primary education, then the middle education, then the secondary education, which obviously by then children and parents have started thinking of employability. And they are not going to be very convinced if you say that you're going to just do anything. Everybody would want to know what next when he passes the class 12 exam.
I think the best thing that happened today in the webinar was the diversity of views. From a bureaucrat to a doctor and a parent to fellow principals. I think the gamut of discussions is the greatest takeaway that I have for from today's webinar.
I think the messaging from whoever I listened to was very practical. It was laced with knowledge of how children behave and came from the heart.
My biggest takeaway is the diverse discourse that happened. You have multiple areas which you come to know, and you get more knowledge about areas which you are not aware of much. Thank you so much.
It's been an amazing session. A lot of takeaways, a lot of insight from across the country, experts' views. I am going away with an enriched person.
The greatest takeaway that I have for the day, the wonderful webinar, a few parents question me, if my child is not going to school for this session or for this year, that will make not much of difference. Jaan hai to jahan hai.
Well, I am very, very pleased with the organizers for arranging such a beautiful program. Thank you so much for involving me also, though I am in a far and remote place in Nagaland.
Thank you. I learned a lot of things from all of you and different opinions. And finally, we understand that we have to wait. We should not be in a hurry to risk the children's life, risk the parents' life, and our country's life.
I was really in a group of amazing personalities, learned doctors, parents, principals. I learned a lot. I would like to say that I'm proud to attend this webinar. Thank you.